Hello class, this is our final speech and I want to talk to you a moment about a controversial issue. It's been an issue that's been on my mind for a long time and I decided to talk about this for my final speech in this class. And second of all, I want to just say that I have enjoyed this class. I enjoyed the instructor and all the students that I met. It was a very good experience and I really enjoyed this class. My topic of discussion or persuasion this afternoon is I feel that all young men and young women should go into the military or get in some kind of national service program, whereas they're doing something constructive with their lives. And what has brought me to the conclusion is all the things that are going on with the teens this day and time. Why do I believe this? Well, let's look at a couple of statistics here. 3,030,000 students drop out of high school annually. 8,300 drop out daily. Only 85% of Americans have a high school diploma. Let me say that again. Only 85% of Americans have a high school diploma. Something is wrong with that number. Shouldn't that number be 100%? 75% of U.S. crimes are committed by high school dropouts. Everybody's heard about Chicago in the news lately and all the gang violence that's going on there. What causes this gang violence? Well, when you really look at the picture, you're looking at young men and women who doesn't have anything to cling on to. They feel hopeless. They feel like they have nothing in life left but the gang affiliation. So they resort to negative actions in society. What can we do as America, as Americans, to turn this around? There's got to be something we could do to help the young men and young women of today turn from that path and go down a better path in life. Now, young men and women going into the military or some kind of national service is not something new. Matter of fact, there are several countries that already have a mandatory military or national service. A couple of them, or should I say several of them is Switzerland, Russia, Mexico, and China. Also, the country of Greece has a mandatory 9-month of military service for young men. So as I said earlier, this is not something new. This is not something that just came from out of nowhere and I just wanted to start talking about it. This is something that has been around for a long time. Also, James Williams, an American philosopher and psychologist, stated that mandatory military or national service could help mature our young adults. President Eisenhower also was a backer of the mandatory full service in the military. So as I said before, this is not something that just came about all of a sudden. There's some logic behind this. So right now I would like to talk to you a minute about my life. I was one of those young men who, after I graduated high school, I really didn't know what path I wanted to take. I looked at college, and at that time I didn't really feel college was for me. Plus, I didn't have the money to pay for college. My parents didn't have the means to put me through college. So I knew I had to do something. And I wanted to do something different than what I was encountering at that moment in time. So I decided to join the Navy. Upon joining the Navy, I realized that there was a lot of benefits. Once I got to the MEP Center, and the MEP Center is where, as when you're getting ready to be enlisted into the military, you go there for your physicals, and in the Navy, you go there to get your job description. And I remember walking up to the counter, and the lady there, she asked me, she said, "Young man, what do you want to do in the Navy? What kind of job would you like to do?" I had no idea, and I come from a family that really wasn't military oriented, so I really didn't know. So one thing that I did know was that I wanted something that I could use once I got out of the military. So I told her that. So she typed on her computer, and a second or so later, she looked up at me. She said, "How about an aircraft electrician?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I'll take it." Not realizing at that time exactly what an aircraft electrician was. I knew what an aircraft was. I knew what an electrician was. So I put the two together, so I felt I kind of had an idea of what an aircraft electrician was. But I said that to say this, is that it gave me a trade. And once I received this trade, it was, and this knowledge, no one can take that away from me. So I said that to go back to the point of giving our young men and women something to cling on to. A lot of them don't even have a high school diploma. They don't have the education or the means to get integrated into society. But I feel a mandatory military or a national service could give them that something to cling on to. And if it just turns one person around, one of the young men or women around, America has accomplished something. Because right now, America is not seeing this from the eyes of the young men and women. And also, if America look at this in another way, that'll be one less young man or woman that goes to jail, and that is one less man or woman that the taxpayers have to pay for while they're in jail or incarcerated. So that is why I am backing this. That is why I want to really push for something that our young men and women could do. Now, back to my life. As I went through the military, it taught me how to be a young man. It gave me knowledge. It helped me to be a leader. It helped me to be a manager. It even showed me how to manage my finances. So that in turn helped me to become a young man. So when I did acquire my family, I was able to have that structure of a background to be the man for my family. A lot of these young men and women don't have that structure. So if we can integrate something into society, something into the American system, whereas it takes a young man or one young woman and mold them into something that where they can not be a menace to society, but become a very positive influence in society, I would say I am for it 100%. As I grew and matured in the military, it also helped me, as if, like I had said from the beginning, when I asked the young lady behind the desk, I need something that I could use once I get out of the military. Because, see, I was looking ahead also at my future. And the trade that I learned, and I learned two trades in the military. Not only did I learn to be an aircraft electrician, but I also learned to be a logistics specialist. So these two trades have followed me once I got out of the military. I've had jobs as an electrician, and now I have a job as what they call an equipment specialist, which deals with electrical, electronics, and the logistics side. So I give a lot of credit, and if not all the credit, to the military for giving me the trades that I have today. So back to the young men and women that are out there really not knowing which way to go. I really feel that a mandatory military or a national service would be ideal. It would integrate them back into society. And like I said earlier, if it only turned one of them around, just one, America would have accomplished what she needed to accomplish in this. I thank you for listening. And as I said from the beginning, I enjoyed this class. And God bless you, everyone in this class. and continue in your endeavors. Thank you.